I'm going to show you everything that I eat as a vegan to get shredded. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lakshay and I make videos about vegan health, fitness, nutrition, and just fitness in general. So I'm going to take you guys through everything that I ate yesterday and show you guys how I cut, what foods I eat, how I get my protein in, all that good stuff. So my first meal is, I started using this low sugar granola almond and hazelnut, which is vegan, and I sort of wanted to change away from soy and almond protein oats, which I always used to use if you've watched my other food I've eating videos. But I wanted to change it up a bit. This one had similar kind of macros, so I added that in, and some protein peanut butter with 5 super seeds, just some extra protein and a little bit less fat than normal peanut butter. And then I just added in some almond milk, and then I added in some sugar-free maple syrup, which is amazing. Like a 35 milliliters of this maple syrup, which is a lot, which is more than a tablespoon, is just 20 calories, and it's just magic. So I have this every morning, and this is a filling meal. I don't like to have something too heavy before working out, so I train in the mornings, so I don't want to have something too heavy before I go into train. I don't want something that's too sensitive on my stomach, and this hits the spot straight away. So this is my first meal. Now my second meal, I'm using tempeh and this coconut and chili tempeh that I found at Woolworths, which is my local grocery store. And I've recently started incorporating more tempeh into my daily diet, and I really like it, especially when you're cutting. It's so nice, it's so filling, and it just tastes so good, especially when it's nice and warm. And I just pan fried this, added in some water on a saucepan, and fried it on both sides until it was a bit brown. And I have two low carb soy and toasted sesame bread, which is high protein bread, low carbs, and this is my favorite bread. I'm not a big fan of those high protein, the other high protein breads that you can find. It just tastes like cardboard. I find that this is a little bit less protein than the other protein breads, but it tastes like actual bread. It actually tastes like bread, and it fills me up. So I prefer this one. And I added in these bio cheese dairy slices, which is an amazing vegan cheese, but I am going to start taking this away from my diet because I want to focus more on whole foods, plant-based, so more natural whole foods instead of the processed foods, no matter how small, just for my own body, for my own health, and see how my body responds to it. And so far it's been responding well. My diet is majority plant-based, whole foods. So once I get rid of this will be one more step closer towards a full whole foods plant-based diet for me. I just added in one serving of the tempeh into the bread, added in some sriracha sauce, and it doesn't look that appetizing, but it tasted amazing. I love it. This is one of my favorite meals, and the tempeh just goes so well in a sandwich, and that's my second meal. Now, for my third meal, what I'm making is a soup. Now, I actually had this idea to make a soup just to get in more volume of food for less calories from Alpha Destiny, who is another amazing YouTuber who eats a majority plant-based diet, which I didn't even know until recently. And I watched one of his videos where he said he was eating a lot of soups, a lot of salads, and that's where I got the idea of incorporating more soups into my diet. And honestly, it is so filling. Soups, I'm gonna be having this soup till like my entire cut, even beyond my cut, because it's so filling. It's so low in calories because most of it is just water, flavored water, and it's high volume and it really fills you up for less calories. So I'm using 80 grams of red lentils, I'm using 80 grams of green split peas, and I just soak this in water and set this aside for around 30 minutes. And in a large saucepan, I added in 2 large onions chopped up. I added in around 6 cups of water. So I am making 2 batches, one for today and one for, actually one for yesterday and one for today. So 2 separate meals at once. So I'm measuring the red lentils and the green split peas twice, so 160 grams each. And the water as well twice. Usually if I'm making one serve, it'll be 3 cups of water. But if you're going to make soup, might as well just make a ton of it so you can save time in the future. Once that started boiling, I added in beef stock, plant-based beef stock powder, which is so low in calories. I think it's like 5 calories per cup, which is barely anything. And it just makes it taste so much better. So I added in around 2 teaspoons of this stock powder. I added in a bunch of seasoning, curry powder, salt, turmeric, and I added in the red lentils and the green split peas, added in a can of chopped tomatoes, and I just set that aside. I put it on low heat and just let it cook. I think I let it cook for around 30 to 40 minutes, or until like it becomes really soft, until the peas become soft, until it becomes soupy. And once that happened, I split it into 2 containers, and as you can see, it looks amazing. It looks so healthy, so nutritious, and it is. And it's also so filling. So this is something I'm going to be having a lot more of in the future. It's so easy to make. And soup, thank you Alpha Destiny for your idea to make more soups, and I'll definitely be having a lot more soups in the future. So for a little snack kind of meal, I'm having a quick protein shake just to get in more protein. The lower I get into my cut, the more I lower my carbs, the more I want to increase my protein. So I'm having a quick protein shake. I added in 40 grams of vegan protein, 15 grams of this flax, hemp, and chia meal, which I've been having a lot more of lately. I've been having every day. It just increases my fiber, increases a little bit of more protein, and it's just, instead of having chia seeds and flax seeds all separately, I can have it all at once, just like that. So I added in 15 grams of this, and that's it. Just a quick protein shake. I also added in a scoop of creatine, so 5 grams. I forgot to record that bit, but it doesn't matter when you have creatine as long as you do have creatine. So I added that as well, and I had a quick snack. Now my final meal is one of my favorite meals, which is tofu scramble. So I started off with around half a bag of frozen vegetables. So one thing that I've started doing is I've started measuring vegetables as well into my macros. That's not something I used to do before, but now as I get deeper into my cut, I'm starting to measure and track everything, including vegetables. And it's not that many calories. Half a bag were 80 calories for a ton of vegetables, which is insane. So vegetables, if you want to have high volume foods for low calories, eat your vegetables. So I added in the vegetables, let it cook for a bit, and once the vegetables were fully cooked through, I make sure that the vegetables are fully cooked before I add in the tofu. So once that happened, I added in half a block of firm tofu. I scrambled it up with my hands, and I let that cook for a bit, and then I added in the spices, which were roughly 1 tablespoon of curry powder, around 1 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of black salt, which is the key ingredient to get that really eggy scramble flavor. So black salt, don't skimp out on black salt. I added in a little bit of turmeric just to get that yellow color, and that's it. And that is one of my favorite meals because it's just so filling with all the vegetables, and it's so high in protein. Tofu scramble is one of my favorite meals, but obviously, like I said, I want to focus more on whole foods, plant-based. So even tofu scramble, I'm going to slowly start to phase out and bring something else into my day. And obviously, I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do, all the changes that I make in my diet. I'm going to take you guys along with it, take you guys along with my cutting journey. But as you saw, that's a full day of eating for me. So our macros today yesterday was 170 grams of protein, 205 grams of carbs, and 71 grams of fat, and roughly 2,273 calories. So I'm trying to hit anywhere from 2,200 to 2,300 calories. Some days I'm closer to 2,300, some days I'm closer to 2,200. It's not going to be that accurate, but as long as you're consistent with your calories, that's all that matters. And as you guys saw, my carbs are low. I don't really care about how much carbs and how much fat that I'm getting. That changes every single day. Some days I have high fat, some days I have high carbs. and I just focus on the calories and the protein. As long as I'm hitting at least 150 grams of protein and at least 2200 calories, that's all that matters. I hope you guys learned something from this. If you guys have any questions you want to ask me, you can ask me on Instagram. I'll have my Instagram up in the screen right now. Chuck me a DM and I will answer you. As you saw, cutting, especially on a plant-based diet, it feels really good because I'm having so much food and I'm still eating such less calories. It honestly doesn't even feel like I'm cutting right now, but I know that it is going to feel like that eventually. So thank you guys so much once again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.